trust in me, and you will find. And time goes by so naturally while you receive infinity.
Okay, Shawna Lee here. I am back again. Just when you thought I had all the readings out. Or when I thought, rather. I'm coming back in here to do something a little different. And depending on how this goes, we'll see if it's a new series that we'll be starting. So, okay. So I gotta give you a little bit of a background here. So, the last probably, I don't know, year, well, it's been, yeah, at least a year. I've been really focusing on my 3D world to deal with physical things in my face right now, like dealing with that. Because a lot of my past is dealing with a lot of ethereal stuff. And not a lot of people live in that world. So I wasn't relatable to the average person. So at this point, I was doing the opposite, trying to relate to people and connect with people and on the physical. And in order to do this, I had to become more terrestrial, if you will. So anyway, that's a private joke. Didn't mean my guides. But so what I'm going to do here, I've been inspired by the last reading. They kind of introduced me to some energy I do not like. I've had it in readings and I've pushed it back. I have repressed it. And they're going, that's ironic because this is energy that needs to be spoken of. It needs to be released and it needs to be unveiled. So this is the unveiling of truths that are not going to be easy to hear. And they're not going to be easy for me to speak either. So, but I am willing, with greater gifts cause greater responsibility, and I'm feeling the need to do that. So I am reaching out to do that. So these readings are called Underground Railroad readings. If you don't know this from history, look it up. Hopefully they haven't warped the memory of this. On the bottom line here as I talk, it is about freedom from repression. So keep that in mind as we go through these readings, as hard as they are to hear, the images they may conjure, trigger warnings, yeah, all of that will be applied here. Not only for me, but for you as well. But it is part of our spiritual path to evolve and to have compassion for the fellow man. And if that includes listening and taking on the responsibility that people are not all living in love and light at this point, it is our duty to find out where a lot of this energy is coming from. So, these are the Underground Railroad readings. And what I hope to achieve here is to pull in a source of energy that will expose that which needs to be exposed in order to gain freedom from repression, not being able to do what the soul is meant and come here to do. So with all that, I will start with I'm a musical person. So when I cleanse musically. I cleanse with bowls and chimes. And I just recently was inspired to purchase another chime here. So I'm going to use this to cleanse the energy, not only for me, again, but for you. I'm going to ring the bell. So if you're with headphones, turn her down. And if you're not, this is a high-pitched sound. So I'm going to do a little bit of chime in here. So give me moments. Okay, here we go. Into the depths and pits of hell. That's what I feel like. But anyway, yeah, this is really what happens. Now, I've gotten essence waves from a lot of the readings that I don't share because I like to stay on the light side, and they're saying, well, the whole purpose here is to expose the dark, and if we are not in understanding of this, we will not help solve the problems. We will contribute to more. So the decks I'm using for these railroad readings, I don't know if I'm going to keep the same. I just go with what I'm guided. Today, I was guided with the Guardian of Night that was pulled from the Masculine Feminines. The Pulp Tarot also carries darkness for me. The Wisdom in the House of Night, because that is all that is unseen. Again, part of darkness, not necessarily a dark deck for me, but it carries mysticism well. And also the Angelarium cards, which are highly 50-50 light and dark, is what I get from them. So again, these are my interpretations. So you may get the decks and not pull any dark energy. That's just the way. And I agree with that. Not everybody's going to read a deck the same way. So again, forgive me for the lozenge in the mouth and the sore, raspy throat and the kind of clearing and the congestion. This is all because I have not been speaking, and it is part of my path to speak the truth, right? And I have been quietly working on the 3D earth, and though that is a great and wonderful thing, it is time to speak up. So this will clear as the more readings I put out. So this is why spiritually I am being broken down in the throat chakra. It's my duty to speak the truth and make people aware. So here we go with my duty. Okay, so this is a new series. Thanks for coming in. Let's get rolling. Choo-choo. Yeah, they were prepping me for this before I knew what was going on. But anyway, I was using choo-choo references. Oh, great and wonderful things they do. Okay, so here we go, me and my guides. First card from the Guardian of Night Tarot, high influence from the animal kingdom. They work off instinct alone, and they can be amazingly compassionate in areas where you think they're void. So keep that in mind as we go forward. The first card from the Guardian of the Night Tarot for the first reading of the Underground Railroad. Wow. Power. Seven of Swords. Hello. We start off with the treachery. We start off with the darkness of night, those eyes piercing. There is darkness here, and we have hit it. First card tells me, yeah, bingo, we got to gold mine. And it's interesting because they have, is that like leopards, tigers? Yeah. These are not tigers, these are leopards with stripes in the background, and he's all black. That makes me think of Thieves in the Night, right? So we're on the right track here. We got the right energy. There's 4 swords that he is protecting. And I feel like that's, 4 items that we've taken that we have to keep in seclusion, is what they said. And then we have a sword, ace of sword. The truth that is being kept down. Right? So there's things here that we are gaining. The bad side is gaining. And it's depicted here by 4 swords. The 4 number may be, to me, that means no. No, absolutely no. Darkness. In Chinese, 4 is the number of death. So there could be 4 deaths that are significant over this time. I don't know if this will be time sensitive, but keep that in mind for those of the higher realms here. We have the Black Panther, okay? Now, there's literal things there. I won't get into all the politics of that name, but what I will say is there's a cloud here that is separating the Black Panther from those of the stripes. And I feel like the stripes walking around the background, that's the people on the earth. That's the people that are unaware of the secrets. They're unaware of the treachery. They're unaware of the deceit going on. They're just caring about their lives. So that'd be, society as a whole, per se. going through their life not knowing. We do have the two swords sitting right in the middle, in and amongst people. And I had learned in the past, the swords pointing down means we're not talking, we're not speaking. When the swords are pointing up, it means we're talking, we're speaking. Now there's two of them here. I feel two is also significant. Again, yeah, they're bringing me back to the reading. Prequel. Look into my masculine and feminine report. We're going to get a little bit of references back to those readings, or at least the energy that's brought up there. So if you go through it and maybe it doesn't make sense to you, it just do that. Go through them. And then come back here, like pause this, go back, listen to those readings, and then come back here and dive right in again. Because the sense here is the 2 is significant, the 4 is significant. I feel like there may be 4 highly significant deaths that come here in the near future. So that may be, politicians, people of high status, people of high influence. I feel like they will have passings that will be of untruth, meaning the story around the passings is going to be absolutely a lie, given to the public so that they can make it look like it's not of treachery, it's not of deceit, it's not of. But there is multiple wars, and again, they were referring me back to the 3 veils that we have to pierce. When I was in meditation before the masculine and feminine readings, they were saying there's 3 veils of deception that have to be pierced here. So not only is there an uncovering of a truth to reveal a lie, but there's 3 levels of this. And when we look back on, in hindsight, we will understand this more clearly, but it is very hard to explain when we've not come across such deception in such ways for some period of time. And it may even be from the Underground Railroad days, when they're talking about how many deception levels they have to go through to keep things underground. And I was even looking for pictures to put on the front of this reading, like how would I do this respectfully, and how would I do this? And then I found it was almost like 3 cards from the tarot. And I'll see if I can get that up there. But, and one was freedom, one was oppression, and another one was based on oppression and running, from what powers, right? Again, there's 3 levels here. So, give me a moment, because there's a lot here. The Black Panther I do see as a dark energy. The interesting thing is I see only one Black Panther, and I see many in the public. Yeah, I'm getting a lot. See, not only do I have a cold, but when I speak of those things which can free, there's a heavy oppressive energy against that. So I have to break through that. That's one veil that I'm breaking through with these readings. Only one veil will be pierced here. But as time goes on, I may be breaking through all levels here. Okay? Now, the Black Panther, he is suppressing the actual physical truth. And here, again, they're giving me 4 swords, 4 deaths that will be an illusion to the public. Complete illusion. These will be uncovered, by the way, because there's only one person. Now, they're showing me there's one cat here that's in charge of this. And there's many people on the earth signified by the striped tigers in the back. We're different. We're made of different material, right? Our genetics are different. Oh boy, here we're going deep. Yeah, somebody needs this info. Somebody can utilize this info. 2 of Swords. Okay, we were going there. This is the first card. And again, the greenery, right? The yellow and the green. It kind of like a light green, a lime green, and a yellowy green. This is of higher heart. This is of heart chakra, is green. And we're looking at, when you look at the base, your red, orange, yellow, and green are very close to each other. And yellow to me symbolizes joy and whatnot. And when we get to joy, then we can get to our heart. And when we get to our heart and we feel lovingly outward towards others. This is everything that we need to counterbalance the darkness. Because they're giving me the sense that the yellow, the joy, there's nothing that can touch that. Nothing. It's like when you're in a happy mood, someone really has to fight hard, right? And that's the sense, is this black cat's using up all his energy. And that's part of the path, by the way, because where did I hear this? Man, I can't remember my reference here. It was a YouTube video, one of the days, but it was basically said as a quote or something like this. The darkness is meant to be overcome. It is meant to be defeated. That's why it is there, to be defeated. The darkness is fighting like they're the light, but they are not. This is one of the veils they have to pierce in order to become of light. But if the refusal of this keeps them where they need to be defeated. So it's kind of ironic in a way, because they think you know what I mean? But nonetheless, we're not going to get into details on that. Now, they're making me highly aware. Hold on here. They're making me highly aware of the grass on these swords. Wow. Okay. And what they said is, these 4 deaths, right? When you put them in the ground, if that's what they decide to do, the grass, that has to regrow. They're showing me there's going to be some time passing here before we realize the truth of what happened, which is always kind of the case. But the length here is quite long, right? It's halfway up that sword. So there's a sense of a longer period of time before we actually do realize how these 4 deaths actually happen. The truth of this will come to the surface. Whether that's through whistleblowers on their deathbed, these kinds of things, or scenarios that have been set up. They're showing me a complex scenario here where things are set up to come out not from that person, but because of that person. This kind of thing. Yeah. The one cat does not have, they're telling me, does not have the power to keep the truth down. There are 4 swords here. That's a frequency of energy. When you destroy one sword, that's a lot of energy to keep that underground. When you destroy 4 of them, the karmic repercussions will not allow you to keep it secret. These are, murderers, thieves, and whatnot. They do not realize the energetics, how they actually work. And in the past, they may not have actually come to fruition in time enough for these people to learn these lessons. At this point in time, that energy field has switched over, and this is the shock of surprise is what's going to be their downfall. The shock and surprise, well, it didn't work that way in the past. That's correct. It didn't. And it's correct that we had a frequency change. It's correct that all of this is added up to something that we cannot fathom. That's correct. So we have the element of surprise here because these people do not understand the new wave of energetics. And I'm not going to explain too much. Only what I'm guided to. And in this case, there's going to be 4 significant deaths, so that could be in politics, that could be in Hollywood, that could be in they're showing me lots of viewing, people of interest in the public eye, okay? Now they're showing me the one that's smaller, and they're making me feel these swords, its lifespan. So one is quite young, and then 2 are fairly similar, and 1 maybe a little younger. So these are age spans, lifespans of these souls. And they're also illuminating that sword, pointing to those other swords. Okay, on where the leopard is, right? He's putting his paw on that sword of truth. The Ace of Swords is about clarity and truth. They absolutely cannot give the public clarity and truth on these deaths because it will destroy them, right? And this one in particular. I don't know if it comes down to just one, but this facet of things, power that is this facet of energy using their power in this way. This is. Now, that sword is pointing towards those 4 swords on the ground. And the sense they're giving me is we were speaking our truth. This is why we're directly destroyed. Okay? This happens all the time in this field. Nothing new, but the thing here is karma points. This black cat has so many karma points. They cannot return is the sense. Now that's interesting because I always thought you had to return to pay off karma. So there's a different kind of processing that's going to happen with that one. Who's in charge of the power and the chain of command here. Now as we go back to the light of day here with the, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cats, 2 heads, and then 4 full bodies of cats in different suits, right? We got stripes. We're more complex. We have different DNA. We understand things different. We are of light and love. We have compassion and strength and dignity to come from. The other one is just flat. They're just giving me like a flat. Like we have, almost like we have no soul. Is kind of the sense, but how do you have that? Okay, so the 2 of swords piercing that heart energy, talking about not speaking. I do not speak of. Give me a moment. Yeah, we do not speak of it because, 1, we do not know of it, and we do not understand it, so therefore it's not being discussed. Because the easiest way to dispel an illusion is to speak the truth clearly to everyone so they can see and understand. Because until you learn your ABCs, you can't learn a sentence, right? And the sense they're giving me, I had something happen today, and there was a quote that come out. And basically, it was of, I'm in kindergarten, or this person's in kindergarten, learning their ABCs. And I'm up in high school learning trigonometry. Now, you try and train trigonometry to a kindergartner. They have no tools for it. This is what we're talking about. They have no compassion. They have no insight. So, therefore, they can't deal with any of that. They don't even know how to form a sentence. How are they going to know trigonometry with numbers? Like what? So there's a sense of something going on here. Man, I gotta laugh and giggle. It's not that I'm taking it lightly. It's just I have to kind of keep that frequency. So something's going on here underground. Yeah, and that's exactly what we're talking about here because the red, right? There's a cloud that kind of disperses. We got green people of heart and love walking around on the earth, not speaking because they don't know the truth. And then there's the darkness that has their truth, but they're keeping it suppressed. And they're continuing to take prisoners type thing. Okay, that is just the first card. Wow. Next row, as we get into animals, pretty clear cut. No soul kind of behavior. This is what we're going to come across here. Again, I don't know when this will hit the earth or if this is time sensitive, meaning this could be happening fairly quickly. The next card that we get from the Guardian of the Night Tarot is, the Page of Swords. Again, that sword suppressing that truth. And the weasel, he can get in and out of things, right? And they're showing me a big trail like a maze going in and out, to trick people to, look over here, don't look over there. When we get close to the facts, there's lots of people. Okay, the page, he's of youth, right? He's young. He's young on the scale of page, knight, and king. So that would be someone in their youth to about 20, 25, okay? Yeah. Oh, man, there's heavy. I'm getting heavy physical. This is good. I enjoy this. Let's go. Page of Swords. I know I'm on the right stream. Youth. So we're talking about people that we're picking deliberately because they're 25 and under to be our muscle, or brawn to go out there and fight for this untruth, okay? One, because they're gullible enough to believe the untruth. They don't know. They're not of worldly frequency. And this is known when they're picked and chosen. They're picked and chosen for this reason, to deceive. They do not know this, and they will not know this until it is too late. But, again, there is compassionate sense in the way of karma. But once we realize we really have to take responsibility at that point to get the hell out of there. And some people will realize on the journey and just keep going. And some people will not realize through their whole journey and feel devastated in their life and not be able to deal with the trauma of what they did because they took a hand in, things not of God and, of the devil. And some people, they just can't live with themselves with that. They're going, this has happened in the past as well. And it continues to perpetuate because we're not lifting that veil, right? This is one of the 3 veils. Youth are picked for prime picking for things because 1, they're naive. 2, they've got a lot of energy and youthful fervor that people can take advantage of that. And 3, they really can get a lot done in a short period of time. I feel that is the Page of Swords. Now we're looking at that sword. Again, it's lying down. So I feel like the 7 of Swords. Okay, let's make a pyramid here. Say that is the one guy at the top, following everything. Now the Page of Swords is all the warriors he has under him fighting for this fight. And again, they are under illusion. There's your veil, right? So they're all looking, they're highly energized. They're highly promoted, do this, do that. And yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. This is what I'm getting, okay? So there are no questions. You don't ask me questions, you just do. And if you don't do, you're out. Because we cannot take any backlash here. We have to get people that are in. And this is part of the reason they get along so well is because people follow these without thinking logically, without being responsible for their actions and knowing, even though they're being told a lie, they could be saying, that's the bad guy, go get him. But meanwhile, maybe that's not the bad guy, right? This kind of thing. I could see this highly in the military being confused on purpose. Okay, so that's the Page of Swords. And not only that, they're highly alert to information and they can absorb a lot of information in a short period of time, but they're controlled to do so. Meaning, it's not information that they want, it's information that they are controlled to want. So you don't look outside of this box. This box, that's all you look. You can know everything about this little box, but you can't go outside of that box. The minute you go outside, you're taking out. This is the energy we're dealing with. This is why there's success here. Okay, so part of the dismantling of this would be getting hold of the Page of Swords and making them realize. Now, again, part of the evolution path here is people realizing the consequences of their actions. So just illumination alone between you and God or universal energy flow is going to wake you up to this. Now, it is your karma at that point, once you realize that you are in the wrong way. How you handle that is your karma. So as we go forward here, I feel like I'm talking directly to someone this affects. They're either going to be immediately illuminated to this, or they're going to be illuminated, or they kind of have an instinct already that's just not quite proven yet, but keep walking. It's going to be uncovered. Next card, 10 of Pentacles. Here I get the treasure chest. I get money, finances. This is what drives a lot of people. We have to, because this is what makes the world turn. Money. But I get a selfish sense of this. I get money is the, well, makes sense, right? It's the contributing factor. And, there is a quote, hey, money is the root of all evil. And this is what I'm getting here. Without the money, there would be no question of the loyalties and what I know and where it goes and the karmic repercussions. There would be no question. But the money muddies up the waters and says, you know what, okay, I'll do this. if you compensate me highly. And again, that energy that you take on with that money is karmic. So be aware of that. Okay, as we move forward, wow, this heavy stuff. Interesting. Okay, they're going investigative reports as they watch stuff online like that. As we go one line deeper, we're getting into the wisdom in the House of Night cards. On top of the Seven of Swords, again, we're starting with treachery. We're on the right energy frequency. On top of that, we have denial. Wow. Nailing it. Okay, give me moments here. I got 3 levels to get through. First level, those directly involved with the treachery people. Okay? There's denial that we are doing anything wrong. There's denial that, we're not of the right. We feel like we're doing the right thing, but really the only person is the one at the top that really does know, oh no, this is not good. So as it trickles down, we're feeling, again, we're evolving. Those pages are evolving to understand. It's like, wait a minute. I don't know if what I'm doing is right. This is the past energy. This denial card is past energy. And that means the present and the future could possibly change. And I'm telling you, with everything that's going on the earth, you have no choice but to change. Okay? So they're just explaining in the past, we had some denial here. We didn't want to think we were doing the wrong thing. And again, I'm getting a lot of military stuff here. Didn't want to say we're speaking for the wrong side, but this is what we were tricked into. And we do realize that we were tricked. There's something deep down in our gut, even though we're told to just shut up and do, and everything about the military trains you to do this, there's still people coming out of there going, man, I just can't get past my gut. These are the true warriors. We had true soldiers. I'm not trying to degrade any of that energy. I'm getting feedback already. The problem is we were in trickery energy. And we followed it, and we didn't listen to our instinct as we did so. And they're going, well, if we listened to our instinct, then we wouldn't have had any process in it at all. And again, that was part of our path to learn that. So I'm not degrading anything like in that way. So in the past, there's high denial here. Give me a moment. They're taking that back to the Black Panther here. Yeah, I feel like the Black Panther, interesting, because they wear a mask, right? But they also stick out because they don't have the DNA that we have. And I'm saying that. But they also don't have the soul we have, and that stands out like a sore thumb. And the sense I get from this Black Panther is he does come out at night. He does stay in the darkness. He does stay uncovered. So he may be isolated a lot. And if he's a CEO or something of a business, you don't see him. Not a lot. Because he doesn't have tools to deal with people properly. He gets other people to deal with the people. If he wants decisions made, he'll tell other people to go tell. And again, there's exposure to a limited amount of people here in his circle. Because he does stand out. He stands out to society. He stands out to the corporate levels. And he stands out to just the general man on the street. There's something funny about that guy. Why? Because it's like he has no soul. This could be. Now, from his perspective, this guy with no soul, there's a denial factor here. Now, give me a moment to tap in. I feel like they're giving me the sense people have come up to him and I'm saying him, isn't that interesting? And said to him, you don't do this. Like, you have to think of this before you do that. You can't just do things and da-da-da. And that panther is going like, what do you mean I can't? Like, it's not comprehending. Why? Because he's learning his alphabets, and this guy's on trigonometry already. And he's trying to talk trigonometry. And this panther's going like, okay, well, where does that fit in the alphabet? Like, are we talking elemental P or XYZ? What are we talking here? And he's going, no. That's not what I'm talking about. Has no clue, right? This is what's going on. So they're showing me denial come off of that, meaning he has been informed by higher ups or lower downs, whatever, people in his field trying to tell him, you can't do this. They're trying to actually help him. Unbeknownst to them, they are more fine-tuning his ability to deceive, right? Because he'll start to soften those edges so that he could deceive more people. And I did get energy of that in my readings as well in the distant past. But nonetheless, so I don't know if it's the same field I'm picking up on. Probably not same individual, different, but offshoots of this kind of energy. So in the past, there's high denial, not only from them to, because, okay, I was in the midst of explaining the denial that comes from this black cat. What's going on here is they were in denial that they needed, or they're missing anything. I got my ABCs, I got it all. And they figured because they went up to Z, that's it. I've got it all. That's one veil. Again, that they're under, right? And they're trying to put everybody else under there. But there's people that know trigonometry, so they know there's no, there's more beyond your ABCs, right? I'm trying to get it on a level here. So they go in there and they go, look, okay, there's numbers we're talking about here. We're not just talking about A to Z numbers. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, 1 to 10. Yeah, but it's plus and minus. Like there's complexities here you can't even fathom. So then it starts to advance that soul in the wrong way of deception, right? It advances him to understand a little more, but he's still not going to comprehend because it's not in him again. And we got a different species here of people. So we're trying to inform them, unknowingly making them more refined in the area of deceit, but nonetheless. And then they are showing me people coming and going, like a rotating door of people that this guy has to deal with, because it's like, you know what, I'm done with it. I can't get through to this person, I'm done. And then they just either won't deal with them, or they quit, or they remove themselves, or they get out of there. So this will be one litmus test. Is you got a lot of people that just don't want to deal with this guy because he's inhuman. He's inhuman. He doesn't have what makes up the rest of us and thinking about things that make up the rest of us. So if there's like a repulsion energy around this person, that's a warning signal. So in the past, there was denial. Where do we go in the page? When we get to the Page of Swords here, again, the alertness, the youth. They're bringing in the youth because why? They're naive. They got a lot of energy to disperse and expel, and they follow blindly. And they are doing so at alarming rates. So, on top of the Page of Swords, we get the invisible, which yeah. And it's all about the invisible. Again, if you are being asked to do tasks and not ask questions, you are part of the problem. This is the whole thing. We got to start asking questions. And if we don't get answers, we got to start banging down doors. Because I think this has kind of been... this is the energy that's crackling or erupting at this time is, you know what, I ain't been getting answers. I'm not getting answers. Then I'm sick and tired. There's a pull for this. Invisible. These youth that are hired to do the brawn, they feel invisible. They're feeling neglected. They're feeling it. Okay? And because of this, they're showing me from high above, talking about the goodness of life, love, Christ consciousness, God, universal energy. You are not put on this earth to be invisible. You are put on this earth to shine like a beacon of light and hope and love. So this is antithesis of what you should be feeling in your life. And that is felt. These youth, not only are they alert and impressionable, but they are also easily infused with positive energy as well as negative. And they're starting to understand the complications here. I got my gut going in one direction, got my head going in another, and I'm listening to this guy and trying to, pull off things they're telling me to do. And just none of it's adding up here. Like, I'm getting confused. So, whatever energy pulls them into, the sense they're giving me is the invisibility factor. I feel like a nobody. I feel like a number. That's because you are. It's because you are. When this is all, right? Contributing. Yeah. Not only are we being hidden from society, but we're being hidden from rewards for our efforts. What are we doing? No, on to the next one. We don't pay you for this or properly. And this is your duty as a human being. And they're going, it's okay to do things from your heart and not get paid. But, there's shifty stuff going on here, is a sense. People aren't being compensated for the sacrifices they're making, is what they said. So this is the present. So this is where things start to shift. Because when we're not getting the proper allowance, and they're going, this is deliberate because this black cat, he's got no more resources. He's got no more resources to pull from. The veil has been pulled on his end, okay? Yeah, this is already a done deal. But I'm just telling you what I'm picking up on the underground. So the invisibility factor, they're starting to feel invisible. It's like the pizza guy, okay? We got an order for a pizza, go take it. Okay, so he grabs the box and then he delivers it, and then the person gets to the door and they realize there's no pizza in the box. And then they go to pay him, and it's like, well, I'm not going to pay you for a pizza box. It's empty. And they're like, well, I didn't know it was empty. What the hell? This is what's going on now? Is the discovery? Like, what the hell's going on? So now he's got to trounce all the way back to the boss and say, who the hell gave me that pizza that was empty? What's going on here? They're going, didn't we notice that it was a little less hefty to cart around? Didn't we notice? So again, there's illusions, not only denial from the boss, but denial from the people that are carrying out the duties of the boss, because to a certain degree, we were handling that empty pizza box and we were convincing ourselves it was full, but we knew it didn't feel right. But we never looked in it, and we delivered it knowing it could possibly be empty in our gut. But again, this is about using your gut to bring you into reality. Because they're going, we knew this box was empty as soon as we picked it up. But we continued to walk down the aisle because we were going to get paid. And guess what? We didn't get paid. And now it's back to, and there's a big kerfuffle. Right? All of this stuff, it's kind of like that gut feeling. I knew something was up. I knew, I'm not getting the details. Who's this for? What am I doing? What address am I going to? None of your business. Well, how am I going to get the pizza there? You'll know when you hit the red fire hydrant on the corner, then I'll tell you. This is all shady shit. Come on, guys, wake up. Anyway, sorry, I'm being high in judgment. But I think, yeah, we'll move to the Ten of Pentacles. The money, where it's all at, right? What's made us evil? It's given us the power to make shafty decisions and go forward with them. This is what? We may have to pay all that we've earned as long as we've known. So, because kind of they're giving me the sense here. As long as we've known we've been doing wrong, and we continue to do wrong because we get compensated in a good way that we see as money, but not taking a moral ground here, that is null and void. So if you have that, be prepared to lose that so that you go back to zero and you can start again. And we will prove on the physical earth whether we are worthy of this or not. Okay, well, Ten of Pentacles on top of that, money. We have meditation. Take time to think, to be in your knowing mind. That gut reaction, this This pizza pie doesn't feel like it's hefty. Like I put it in the bag, it feels light. Take a peek in there. What do you see? There's no pizza. Okay, what are we going to do about it? Right? What are we doing? What are we trying to figure it out? This is what I'm getting. Figure it out. Now, the meditation is the sitting and thinking and putting pieces together. Is really that rational mind. The logical mind, knowing, right? Again, there's a position of people being in their youth where they run over things quickly, where they don't take accountability for their actions. They can lie about taking in things and da-da-da. It's easy in this cycle because we're all learning those lessons and maybe haven't learned a lot of them yet. 10 to 1, you don't learn those lessons very early. But it's all about, dispelling those illusions. And the meditation is the time it takes to figure it out, to slow things down. Go, wait a minute. Okay, no more pizzas today. I got to take tomorrow off. And you sit there and you think, how many of these pizza boxes did I let go and take the money for, and then people don't get their pizza, right? How long have I been doing this? How many people have done it before? Thinking of the consequences of our actions, right? Again, we're under illusion, but that doesn't matter because now we're not. Now we know the facts, so what are we going to do now that we know? This is the meditation phase. I feel like that's coming up in the future. We're coming up to a point here where we really do realize what's going on, but it takes some time to put the pieces together, to put them all, to make a picture and go, oh man, I've been a pansy all this time. They're just using me to do whatever they want. And whatever they want is not for the highest good. It's not what I've been told. It's not what. This is all of that. And it's seeing the proof, not only meditating on it and doing that, but checking in with our gut and going, yeah, back then. It happened back then too, but I knew something was off, but I couldn't see it, but I could feel it, right? This kind of stuff. So, yeah, people waking up. People that are being used as pansies for those people of darkness are really going to start to understand that they are a cog in a machine that needs to blow up or is in the midst of blowing up. And in order to save themselves, they got to get the hell out of there as quick as possible. And not only just run out of there and do it on a different scale, but run out of there and change their life path. That would be of the highest vibration. Now, as we get into the Pulp Tarot, where we can get in some gritty stuff here, let's see what happens. In the past, right, there's treachery, there's denial around it, not only for the people that are doing wrong, being told certain directions, have the guts to stand up to this person and say, it's like a person of high authority. It's like going to a cop and saying, you're making a mistake. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to, right? So, to a certain degree, they'll be in denial. That wasn't a mistake. I'll find a way, a loophole that I can make that make sense. It's not. So, the guy on the top, he's in denial, along with keeping everybody else in denial, right? Everybody else kind of doesn't want to believe that they're on the wrong path, that they're doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons. They don't want to believe that because they've put a lot of work and effort and time and loyalty into this. So, they don't want to believe that. So on top of that card, wow, we get the moon, which is, yeah. Well, if you don't want to deny it, we'll keep up the illusion and try really hard on the top end to make you believe that you're doing the right thing when you're actually not. So we'll work harder to make you feel like you're doing the right thing when you're actually not. This is the moon. And they're showing me the telescope. They're going, we need to look at things closer. Because, yeah, anybody can make anything make sense. But is that your reality? Is that what you're living in? Why are your guts going off? Why are you turning your head? Why can't you discuss things out in the open? That alone is a huge red flag, right? Non-disclosure agreements, huge red flag, right? It's all there in black and white. Look closer, yeah. And a lot of people just refuse to look closer, and they get punished if they look closer. So again, we have to resist that. The next card, as we move into the present, again, Page of Swords. These are the people, the youth, that with lots of energy and fervor, they feel invisible. They do not feel they're being heard, seen, witnessed, whatever. And that is the truth. They're just being utilized. They're being used, and at a certain point, they will be discarded. Once they lose their physical ability, once they lose, da-da-da. There's a sense of being invisible. On top of that card, we get the World card, and that is about a successful completion. Major Arcana 21, this is also about the world map here. Talking about worldly events. Could be worldly events that bring about truths. Okay? They're showing me the landscape, and they're going, it's not just one area. Like, many people have their eyes on the United States at this time. But it's not just in that one area that this black cat has control for some reason. They have it in all areas, and not only will it be defeated in all areas, but what's going on here? Yeah, okay. They're telling me about friendship factors, okay? Enemies and friends. And they're showing me that it's amazing what they can pull from the little list of things. On this card, we have a blue arrow going from north to south, and a yellow arrow going from east to west. And the blue, to me, they're bringing me a picture of turquoise. And I attribute turquoise to friendliness, to wanting to join with other people and commune with other people and gather resources and share, and so it's kind of like the highest ability to share within your community and stuff like that. That's what I get from it. Now they're showing me and attributing that energy to that arrow going up and down, and they're going, as long as we gain friendship and stay in the community and reach out to our communities and in caring and devotion, we cannot be tricked from this. This cat just gains energy from, that totally makes sense. It gains energy from making enemies, okay? They cannot gain power unless they have someone who you can have as an enemy, and then they expand on that. And they're going, which arrow is bigger? I said the friendship. They're going, correct. Because as much joy and influence as these people can have or pretend to have, right? Which it is pretending. It is not felt. We still feel invisible. We do not feel part of the community in this circle of people telling us these things and empty promises. So it will be a successful completion to following these rules, because they're empty rules. They do not get us anywhere. They do not have any backing, back energy, meaning if we put in effort, then something else rises. No, there's nothing. We put in effort and we get no reward. So how is this justified, right? This is all part of that realization, the invisible factor. I'm feeling invisible. Okay, so your boss comes in and says, okay, you put in overtime and I'll make it worth your while. And then, so he puts in overtime that weekend, and then he comes in on Monday, says, good job. Now, guess what? You get another one. You get another job. And it's like, well, how did I get rewarded? Well, you get rewarded with another chore. But we're not being compensated. Take. This is what's happening. So the world card coming here to the invisible and to the serving, right? Without the truth, there's an end coming to that. There's an end coming to either, well, the truth is going to be coming to light. It may take some time here to understand the pure details, because, like I said, there are 3 levels, 3 veils of perception here. We're piercing one veil over time. 2 more have to be alleviated as well. So we may get to a truth that we see that is not what we've been delivered, but we will also have to pierce another truth and another truth. It's hard to express But time will reveal all. And as the frequency rises on the earth, those veils will be pierced. And I feel like it won't be long where one veil is just going to pop here. We had a popping of energy, but they're showing me the energy is within everybody. So it's an invisible veil, but it is the expanding of people's minds, right? So that's kind of a pop. It's like suddenly we're not within ourselves, we're as a community. And we're going outward in such a way. The second veil is within our own lives, those things that we're being lied to, right? So our first popping of self veils, well, I don't know that it's the first. I can't even. But the first major reveal to us within our own self of soul is the exposure to other souls and wanting to commune with them and wanting to share in love, compassion, and joy. This needs to spread first, right? And we're in the midst of this. It's just popped. When I said it's popping, this is part of what's popping, because it's popping on the good side with love and compassion and wanting to share and commune with others, and it's popping on the bad side where exposure and stuff is happening to those that have done harm the most. Right? So it's popping on both ends. Now, when we get this world card, that means all those people that are minions for the dark side without even knowing, they're going to start to realize and know. Truth tellers, people that expose, there's a word for it and I'm blanking out for some reason. But it will be an understatement because it'll just be popping all over the place. It'll be like, what the hell's going on? Exactly. Hell's going on and we need to hear about it. And this is what's happening. And the world is the end to the lies. It's kind of it's a checkpoint. Yeah. It's a checkpoint. The world is going, okay, enough of these lies. We're going to see the lies. Now what are you going to do with that? And then, next lesson, please. That's kind of what I'm getting. And again, all of this is run with the money trail. Like when they talking about, murders and all these nasty things that go on in the world, they say follow the money trail, right? Because that's usually gives you the check mark. Yeah, there it was. There was a financial reason, a fiscal reason that this person, boom, that's why they did it, for money. So as we get into the future energy here with the Ten of Pentacles talking about the money, right? In a negative field, and again, this can be tipped in the right way where we're rewarded from the right side of things. But because we're dipping into it, some knowingly, some unknowingly, we need to take time with the meditation card. Take time to let it all sink in. What if, right? My gut's going off. What if it's this way? How does that make sense? Right? Does everything add up when you line that up with all of this? Does it? And a lot of people are going to go, man, it don't line up no better when I put it in this context. It don't line up no better. Didn't make sense before, now it makes sense. On top of that meditation card, we get the Ace of Pentacles. Would you know? Would you know? And the universe will reward you for figuring it out. So those that will stay mum just to collect a paycheck, those pentacles will be taken away. Anything you earn will be in debt to the universe because you didn't stand up for your dignity, the truth, for humanity, for your fellow man, to help save them. You're going to get karmically. I say karmic can be in this life or another life. For some, they may go the rest of their lives not saying a bloody word about any of this stuff. And they're going, that's a lost cause. That's the definition of a lost cause. Because this person could speak up, even if you're last in line, shaking in your boots, you can still hand the coin in and say, yes, I was part of this, and you learn from that. There's an embarrassment factor here, this person or people or wavelength that I'm picking up on. It's like, embarrassment is of the self. When we come forth and we gain our truth and wisdom and dignity and clarity, it don't matter. That don't matter. Because we're working for the whole unit. It don't matter. You'd be forgiven for that. But again, these are things that certain people don't realize, and they may not ever. You know, it's like in the mob. I ain't going to say nothing, man. They're going to blow my head off. Well, then you sit in that present for the rest of your life, knowing what's going on, knowing that you can't do anything, knowing that you're stuck. That's your choice. Okay? So the Ace of Pentacles coming at the end here is really, we're going to start you in a way where you know what means something. And the universe is going to give it to you in the most perfect form for acceptance. So each individual person will be, be scanned. Okay, this person likes money, so we'll reward them with money. This person likes or picks up or is in line with the truth, so we'll give them more truth. We'll give them more things to get them flowing on their path. But they're showing me that meditation card again. They're going, we have to take a balance here. We have to look and we have to slow our lives down enough where we don't let things pass. Like I would say in some of the past readings, if you are going too fast, the devil just loves that, because you can miss so many things, so many lessons, so many things that should be or enrich your life. You'll miss it all. So there's a certain speed that you can go where you appreciate things as they come in, and you gain them more frequently because you're slowing yourself down and going, look over there, there's a bonus, there's a bonus, there's a bonus. But if you're speeding, it's just a big blur. The devil loves the blur, because he can throw so much stuff in there, and then you get to the end of your life and you're like, oh, I wasted it. Bunk. Now you start a karmic cycle. Right? It's like that. The Ace of Pentacles can be any way you want it. It's going to be gifts given. It's going to be a new cycle of gifts given in a monetary way. That could be in ways that earn you money. Eventually, it could be literal money coming to you, rewarding you, or it could be in ways of jobs that can, or opportunities that come to you or ideas that come to you that could make money. Okay, there is a cycle here that is needing to end, is and will be ending. There's an illusion that we're coming from, that they're waking up out of. I feel like right now we are feeling invisible. We're really feeling the ramifications of being on the other side of this. Our soul is in recognition we are not in the right place. So as we move forward, we will gain. There will be those that will continue to go, even though they know what's right and wrong. And anything that you gain from here will be taken away from you in this knowledge. So the karmic repercussions here, once you're conscious and aware that you're doing the wrong thing, anything you gain from that point to whatever your goal is will be taken away from you, because you're not of the light. You're continuing to feed the dark, okay? Just so you know that. Now, for those that in realization, they get out and they change their life and they do the right thing, and they work for the right things, they slow down their life and they're aware of what they're doing and how they're doing it and who they're doing it with, so that they know that from now on I'm going to make damn sure I'm not feeding any side of darkness whatsoever. When they slow down long enough, they will start to gain that momentum back again. It's a beginning process. It'll give you ideas to get on the right side of things. So there it is. Okay, so the Angel Arium card to shut it down we have is the left leg talking about submission. That's the overall energy here that they want to make you aware of. You are submitting to someone else's power. You are not of your own power. And some people don't realize that. They're not in awareness of that. Well, the universe will not allow this unawareness no longer. So somehow we'll become aware. It may be just our mind, our instinct telling us, our gut telling us that we are being, we're under someone's thumb, foot, whatever. This will come to light. And as we go into the future, we can choose to be of submission and continue forward. But know that We will not gain anything as we do this. We have to be our own sovereign selves, and we have to get out from underneath anybody pigeonholing us in a certain area. This cannot be. And again, we'll be illuminated to that. We'll either be able to see it and fight for it and it will go through, or we'll know instinctively, so much so that we'll just take opportunities in the future to get away from this. And they will all open. All those doors will be open for you. By the way, if you are someone who is just, getting new opportunities, the universe will not allow you to go in such a way if it is not for your benefit. And they will also block you from things if you are on the wrong side. So if you're trying to gain something, how do I word that? That is not for your highest good. If you are trying to gain something that is not for your highest good, yeah, there's a complexity here. It's hard to express. It's not that, because you will be given the opportunity of free will, okay? So if you free will yourself into treachery in the future, like, okay, to continue this course is what they're telling me. To continue in the way that we have been. That is there for you to do that. But know that you will not be rewarded spiritually from this. Some people go, spiritually, it don't mean nothing to me, blah, blah, blah. So again, you will be of the frequency that you will just continue to do this. If you are trying to release from that submission and go in a new way, you will know you are doing the right thing because all the doors will be open for you. Doors will open. And there may be things we want that we know are right for us that we can attain. It's because we are doing something wrong that we have not figured out yet. So there may be things in the self, treachery within the self, we have not healed from. So what will happen in that case scenario is, if we are truly trying to get on the path of love and light, and we do not look inside the self to fix the errors, we will continue to gain those errors outside of us. So there will be nothing but mirrors reflecting back to you what you are doing wrong. If you choose to not respond, choose not to heal, choose not to look at those, we continue to go in treachery, in essence. So if, let's put it, they're telling me put it into a relationship scenario. So say we cheated on someone in our past relationship, or someone cheated on us with someone. And we go into a new relationship and things don't work. It's just combustible, Check that we are looking at ourselves being healed. How would I word that? Check that we are healed from the past relationship. Check that we don't have and hold any resentment towards that past partner that cheated on us, or we don't hold any ego to the past partner that we cheated on, saying they deserved it. This kind of thing. That is all work of the self that needs to be cleared out in order to get through to an open door. Relationship-wise. Same thing with a job. If you're looking at a job and you go, I know that's something I want, and blah, blah, blah. If the universe closes that door, it is because you are not qualified to go there. And then they'll give you opportunities for the highest potential to learn and grow. So you're going like, well, why is this door closed and this door open? Because you could learn a lesson there that could help you, not only in job, but all areas of your life. How do I say? Yeah, it's not clear cut. It's the sense that I get. But nonetheless, this is all about submission. So look at your life. Are you submitting to anyone? Are you allowing someone to take the reins of your life and drive when you yourself are out of control? Are you doing this? If so, you're on the wrong side. You need to take control of your life, put it in a direction that you want, and heal yourself in a way that you don't go in the wrong ways. Because until you're healed, you're allowed to go back into those old ways. But once you're healed, you have no affinity with it. You really don't connect with it. You're like, yeah, been there, done that. Next door. You know? Like, how do you express? That's like, okay, we'll use the cheating scenario. So, yeah, you've been cheated on. Or you cheated, right? You cheated in a relationship. And then sometimes you don't think of the consequences until they happen to you. Because sometimes you think you're not going to get caught. So you carry on in your ego and you go, it's all right. And then you get caught and everything blows up and then you lose the partner. Okay? So you wanted that partner on a certain level. But you go, don't matter. Right? This is not of mind and soul in a conscious way. We're just disregarding. We're just, to a certain degree, in denial about our part in it. When we created this whole scenario to begin with. But what was it? What was it in ourself that was unhealed, that we want to go out and do this to others, hurt others? That's that part that you got to heal. And that's that part that's going to close those doors to the betterment. Unfortunately, we have to heal that first before we can get into a frequency of someone who is healed. Because we may see someone as healed outside of us and want to go there. But if we ourselves are not healed, there will be huge challenges, not only for our own self. I'm going to get frustrated, because I'm not evolved enough to be with them in this kind of way. I don't feel loyalty to no one, so why do you deserve this partner? You have not proved to the universe that you can attain it and keep it and be loyal and put in work. And part of the work process is clearing up our own field so that we are of love and light and share that outward. If we are not happy and we are not of love and we are not of light, that's the bottom line. We cannot get too happy. And, whether it's a partner, a job, whatever, certain jobs are going to close because you need to learn the lessons. It may not be the ideal job forever, but you got to go in that area, get that lesson, go into grade 1, 2, 3, 4, however many levels down you are. And if you're cheating on your partner and you're disrespecting loyalties and whatnot, and you're basically in kindergarten and you got to learn the whole thing about respect and friends and whatnot, you got to go to at least grade 6 where we're realizing that people's emotions matter other than myself, right? And then you got to start to try and adult through that. But nonetheless, that's more of a personal one. But getting down to that tiger, there's no such thing here. We don't carry compassion. We just do for the self and we do for the money. And that is an energy field that will not pass. With the world, with the universe, with God, will not pass as we increase in frequency. So the Ace of Pentacles is coming to those. Both negative and positive will get rewarded monetarily. But only those of light will enjoy it. Those of dark will have it taken back away. They will be given and they will be taken away. So keep that in mind with your moral compass. It comes down to a moral code here. Really, it does. And some people don't believe that. Well, they're going to be schooled. So, wow. This is the first in the series of Underground Railroad. Because what happened here is it went to big universal world events kind of stuff. And then it comes down to this, person of an individual. Because you could have these scenarios in your own life, right? Where we're not respecting what we have. And we don't understand compassion and whatnot. And we can't gain those things until we ourselves are evolved enough to understand it, to come from it, and to utilize it ourselves. So if we are selfish and like the black cat here, in the Seven of Swords, that we're selfish and we don't have any compassion, whatever, you're not going to gain somebody, something, or a job of those things. You have to be in that frequency. And then some people are capable of doing this, some people are not. And this is going to be the splitting of that energy over this next while here. So I don't know how often I'm going to do these readings, but this was an interesting ride. It'd be hard and heavy as we come in with the darkness and the Seven of Swords. Like there's no more devious card than that, really, the Devil card. But yeah, Devil and the Seven of Swords. So hopefully you enjoyed that reading. Again, I was prompted to do it. Kick in, do that. I will be coming out soon. I got a few projects in the physical universe to clear up here. But it won't be long before the series for spirituality will be out here on YouTube. So I'll put the YouTube link and the Rumble link in the comments below. And also, I don't know that I'm going to put a music to this particular reading. Give it 24 hours. If it's not there within a day, it's not going to come. So hopefully you enjoyed this new reading session. An energy report like no other. The Underground Railroad reading. And again, there's a lot of stuff going on underground. And we're just going to start bringing the frequencies forward. So take care, have fun, and be kind. And we will talk to you soon.